What's up YouTube, Dale here from Zephyr, and now that we have the brand new card of Phantom of Yubel, I thought I'd bring you an updated combo guide for Yubel itself. So I'm going to show you a range of 1 cards, 2 cards, and then 2 card plus discard combos for the decks to see you exactly what you can get with your end board, your ideal outcome, and of course how you can search out Super Poly in this particular build. So with all of that out of the way, please smash that like button, hit that notification bell, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more upcoming content. This will also be relevant once we get Infinite Forbidden, because most of these combos won't change, you just get to add the Fiendsmith engine to your end board as well. So we're going to start off with the 1 card combo being Nightmare Throne. Now you do have a lesser 1 card combo if you do hard open up something like a Samsara D Lotus, but with the Nightmare Throne you will be able to get a little bit more, which is why I think it is the best 1 card combo that the entire deck has. So you're going to start off by activating the Nightmare Throne and you will be searching out your Samsara D Lotus. Now keeping in mind, Nightmare Throne can also get you the Dark Beckoning Beast engine, and it will adapt depending on what else you have in your hand, but we're just going to say let's go for the example of top decking 1 card, or your opponent's hand ripped you. What's the best you can do from 1 card? Well, this will be exactly it. So you start off by normal summoning down your Samsara D Lotus, you tribute it off to special summon out your Spirit of Yubel. Trigger the Spirit of Yubel's effect to grab you the Nightmare Pain. If you're needing to play around draw, you can set it, but ideally you can just add it to the hand as well if you wanted to. You'll activate the Nightmare Pain, use this effect to destroy the Spirit of Yubel, resolving by grabbing yourself a Grave Squirmer. You'll then be able to go Chain Link 1 Spirit of Yubel, Chain Link 2 Nightmare Throne, and the reason I always do Nightmare Throne as the second one is because I want to get Yubel into rotation. I'm not too fussed about Terra Incarnate, so that's the one that I will always want to be using as the fodder to kind of hit with a hand trap. So you resolve the Throne by bringing out your Terra Incarnate, you resolve the Spirit of Yubel by bringing out Yubel itself. Now in this one, what we're going to do is we're going to special summon down the Grave Squirmer. Yes, technically you could spin back the Samsara D Lotus and your Spirit of Yubel in order to get you into a Phantom. The reason we're not going to do that is because you want to make sure that Spirit stays in the graveyard, as this is the one that you can constantly keep destroying to keep summoning out Yubel from the deck. Keep in mind, its second effect is the one that is a hard once per turn, which is to set the spell or trap, or add the spell or trap. Its destruction effect is not a hard once per turn, the exact same with Terra Incarnate and of course Yubel. Now what you're going to want to do here is you're going to want to use your Grave Squirmer and your Terra Incarnate, and you're going to want to go into your Yama. You're going to trigger the effect of Yama to add you your Unchained Soul Shavara. Now at this point is when you can start putting Phantom on the board, because you can spin back your Terra Incarnate and you can spin back your Samsara D Lotus. They will both go back to the deck, and this will give you access to your Phantom of Yubel. Now the next stage, you're going to want to link off your Yama and your Yubel, put those both in the graveyard to go into the Rage. And the reason you're going to be doing this is you want to use the revival effect of Yama during this turn. If you wanted to have more cards in the graveyard, then of course you can do it a little bit of a different way, but I'm just trying to show you the max end board you can get from this 1 card. So then what you're going to do here is you're going to use your Grave Squirmer's effect, you're going to banish this from the graveyard, and you're going to revive your revive your Spirit of Yubel. You're then going to activate the effect of Shavara in the hand. You're going to target the Spirit of Yubel to destroy it, and in doing so you're going to activate a chain of events. You're going to go Chain Link 1 Spirit of Yubel, which will let you summon back the Yubel, and then Chain Link 2 Yama, which will allow you to special summon back the Spirit. So you're going to get both your level 10s on the board. Now as it currently stands, we are Fiend locked because of Shavara's effect summoning itself from the hand. If you summon Shavara via any other means, you are not Fiend locked, so keep that in mind. What we're going to do here, just to give us a bit of graveyard resource in case our opponent Dark Rulers us, is you're going to link both of these together and you're going to go into the Promethean Princess line. You'll be able to trigger Shavara's effect to set you up the trap card, which means you're going to get the Rage back during your opponent's turn, which gives you that graveyard capability. You will then revive the Shavara, and then you're going to link both of these together as you are currently fire locked and go into an Amber Whale. In doing so, you're now free of all the locks you have on the board. So you're going to overlay your Yubel and your Spirit, and you're going to get a Varaldus. So as this currently stands, your end board is a Promethean Princess in the graveyard, pop in the Amber Well. You've got Phantom of Yubel, which can of course destroy any Yubel monster in the deck. Ideally what you want to do is make sure you detach Yubel off of the Varaldus first, then activate Phantom, because then that means you can destroy a Spirit in the deck to float a Yubel to the board, and then your opponent is still forced to attack all your Yubel monsters. You've also got the Abominable Chamber, which will allow you to revive your Rage. The only issue with these kind of routes of play is you need to make sure that you do the Rage into SP first and then the Promethean Princess. And it's very important that you get the way you want to resolve your cards in order, because like I said, you probably want to start with the Varaldus first to make sure Yubel is in rotation in the graveyard. Then you're probably going to want to go for Phantom, then you're going to want to go with Rage, or Rage then Phantom, and then the last one you want to do is your Princess, because it will fire lock you. And when you get to a position like that, you need to be able to get rid of this itself, which means you're going to be linking this off with any other card to get you into a Nightmare Phoenix to get you out of the complete fire lock. So it's a very, very specific combo. You could end it a little bit short and just leave the Rage on the board, and then this can be the other trap card to pop and destroy. But because you've destroyed your Yama in the graveyard, you kind of want to make sure that you always have Rage accessible, because that's going to be your ideal kind of outcome. So that's it for the 1-card combo. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the 2-card combo to show you how you can improve on this particular one. So this is your 2-card combo. Now it can be a mixture of any of these 3 cards right here. You also can consider the opening Spirit Gates, but it does get a little bit more awkward. So what we're going to do here is, if you open up Throne, you're going to be able to go that little bit further. So we'll just go Throne plus any one of these 2. Even if you do just open up these 2, you just need an additional discard to get everything you need to do. So we'll start off with Nightmare Throne. We'll activate this. This will get us the missing piece that we have. So whichever one of these we don't have in our hand, we'll get to it. You then start by normal summoning the Dark Beckoning Beast. This will then grab you the opening Spirit Gates. Activate the opening Spirit Gates to grab you the second Dark Beckoning Beast. You then normal summon down your Samsara D Lotus as the additional normal summon off of the back of the Dark Beckoning Beast. Use Lotus's effect to tribute it off, and this will get you access to your Spirit. Spirit's effect, of course, will now trigger, and this will get you Nightmare Pain, and you're pretty much going to do the exact same route of play that we were doing previously. So you can activate Pain, you're going to destroy the Spirit. This will then get you access to your Grey Skirmer, chaining 1 Spirit, chaining 2 Throne, get you Terra Incarnate, and get you Yubel into rotation. Now again, what you want to do here is you want to make sure Terra Incarnate hits the graveyard, because that's when you're going to get the most resource management, and that's how you're going to be able to get into a very nice protected Phantom as well. So you're going to go into Yama here. Now technically you are in Nibiru territory, so you do need to be a little bit careful, but it really doesn't matter, because even if they Nibiru you here, you've still got access to Grey Squirmer, you've still got access to opening Spirit Gates you haven't even used, and of course you're still going to be able to have access to your Shavara. So we're going to add the Shavara to the hand, and then you've got a couple of different options here, but what I'd advise you to do is put back the Terra Incarnate, put back the Dark Beckoning Beast into the deck, and this is going to give you your Phantom of Yubel, which will then provide you with further monster protection. Now at this point, again, it's entirely up to you how you want to kind of proceed. What you're trying to do is you're trying to hold back the Grey Squirmer, because this destruction effect is going to be really, really important a little bit later on as we make some plays. Keep in mind you've also got the opening Spirit Gates, and this is using only cards that you've drawn, only cards that you've been able to search throughout the combo, not requiring the remaining 3 cards in your hand that can become additional discard fodder, which I'll talk about in the 3rd combo. So what you're going to want to do here is you're going to want to activate your Shavara's effect. This can then destroy the Yubel, and this will then float into a Terra Incarnate. Now obviously another way of doing it is you could use opening the Spirit Gates to bring a card back, but like I said, we're just trying to hold on to as many of our discard outlets as possible. So what you're going to do now is you're then going to want to link your Unchained Soul Shavara plus your Yama, and you're going to get into your Rage, and this will then give you the ability to set you the trap card, which is why it's important that you want to hold back your Grey Squirmer, because this will now trigger the ability to pop the trap card and go that little bit further. Now obviously we still haven't used opening Spirit Gates, so if you wanted to, you could very easily bring back Spirit of Yubel off of the back of the opening Spirit Gates, but we're holding our discard back in order to make the Triple D higher Wave King, or to possibly make our rank 10 if we need to. So you're going to summon down the Grey Squirmer. Obviously the benefit of being able to summon back a Spirit of Yubel is Grey Squirmer would then destroy the Spirit, which would float into a Yubel, so it gives you that more resource. But the idea is that off of the back of the Grey Squirmer, you're going to destroy the Terra Incarnate. Unfortunately, it's not going to get you anywhere because we don't play the Ultimate Nightmare, but if you do play the Unending Nightmare, then of course you will go a little bit further. The reason you're destroying with your Grey Squirmer is to trigger the Yama effect. This would trigger in order to bring back your Spirit of Yubel. Of course, you can bring back anything you want to, but the idea is you're just getting an additional monster to the board. You then resolve the Yama's effect, destroying the Abominable Chamber, and again, in doing so, this will then get you access to your rank 6 or your level 6 in the form of the Shyama. Now, obviously, what you're kind of missing here is you're missing the ability to get you into the rank 10 and the rank 6, so that's when you're going to want to link both of these together. This will then, actually we won't link both of these together. This one we're actually going to need to use a second Phantom, but it doesn't make much of a difference really. So you can put back your Terra Incarnate and you'll put back your Samsara D Lotus. This is just to hold you back a discard. Obviously with the rest of the hand you should have those 3 more cards to discard, which means you can use Gates and you can use the Muckraker that we're about to use. But the idea is that I'm just going to show you what you can do if you don't have those discard outlets available to you. So you're going to put both of these together, being your Phantom and of course your Grey Squirmer, and this will get you into your Muckraker. There we go, just going to put that there. And then what you're going to want to do here is you're going to use the Grey Squirmer to banish itself from the graveyard to bring back your original Yubel. You're going to overlay both of these, and this is going to get you into your Varaldus. And this is without using, keep in mind, this is without using additional cards in the hand. Obviously, you won't need to go through a second Phantom of Yubel if you have more cards in the hand to discard. I'm just showing you the base minimum. You'll now activate the Muckraker's effect. This will then allow you to discard the Dark Beckoning Beast that you searched out at the start of the turn, and this will allow you to bring back your Shavara. You're then going to overlay the Shavara and the Shyama, and this is then going to give you the Triple D High Wave King. So this is all from 2 cards exactly, so you'll still have 3 more cards to play around with. Like I said, if you wanted to keep that extra Phantom of Yubel in your extra deck, then of course you would just require to use another discard, because that would be the opening Spirit Gates to bring back your Yubel or your Spirit of Yubel, rather than relying on anything else. But the idea is that you've ended your board from 2 cards with a Rage going into an SP Little Knight. You've got a Muckraker that will allow you to protect some of your Fiend monsters from destruction. You've got Phantom of Yubel, and again, in the same scenario, you want to make sure you detach Yubel from it first to make sure you get the most resource to your board. Because obviously, if you activate this while Yubel is not here, the card you're going to be destroying in the deck will be a Spirit or maybe even a Terra Incarnate, which isn't going to float you to anything, so you don't have the Nightmare Pain redirection effect in play. So that's it for the entire 2 card combo. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a 2.5 card combo, because if you hard open up either Grave Squirmer, Nightmare Pain or Mature Chronicle, you can actually add Super Poly to this end board as well, which is insane. So the final combo I'm going to show you is a 3 card combo. You do need to access, these are all the different options that you can access through hard opening them. I'm going to do this one without Nightmare Throne to show you how you can play with it, as the previous 2 combos did require Nightmare Throne. But if you do have Throne, you will have that a little bit of additional extension should you want it. So what we'll do is we'll hard start open with a Samsara D Lotus, a Dark Beckoning Beast, and then any one of these 3 here. So we'll go with Grey Scrummer, as it is the most consistent one that you will hard open, as it is a 3 of in this particular build. So you do the exact same play. You're going to start off by normal summoning a Dark Beckoning Beast. This will get you access to the opening Spirit Gates. You'll activate that, and this will get you access to your second Dark Beckoning, which is going to become 3 discard fodder. So currently your hand is looking like this, plus the additional blanks that you might have as well as your additional discard fodder, which may or may not be used later on in the combo. It depends on how you want to adapt your board. Additional normal summon of Samsara, and then tribute off the Samsara, which will give you access to, of course, your Spirit of Yubel. Now at this position, what you need to remember is without Nightmare Throne in rotation, that if you discard a continuous spell card off of the opening Spirit Gates, it's basically going to act like 3 discard fodder, because you'll discard it and then you get to add it back from the graveyard to the hand as long as you control a level 10. So what we'll do here is we're going to be adding Nightmare Pain. Wish we could add Nightmare Throne. You're then going to have the ability, if you wanted to discard this, or you can discard the Mature Chronicle later on. If you discard the Mature Chronicle later on, it means you need to use a second Phantom of Yubel, but I'll show you how you do that to make sure you maintain your discard fodder and not having to use your blank cards as discard fodder. So you're going to activate Nightmare Pain, you're going to destroy Spirit. Again, you're going to be going into the exact same kind of route of play that you need. So you'll trigger off Spirit's effect after you have resolved Nightmare Pain to add you the Mature Chronicle to get you your Yubel back to the board. This is the point where you're going to need to use the Mature Chronicle as discard fodder, but luckily it only misses 1 token, and you'll be able to get more tokens as you play. So you're going to activate the opening Spirit Gates, you're going to discard the Mature Chronicle to summon back your Spirit of Yubel, and then of course you can use Gate, because you control a level 10 monster, to add the Mature Chronicle back to the hand, and then you're going to activate it. So this is what happens when you don't have access to Throne, but you just need to make sure you re-loop that resource. So use Dark Beckoning plus your Yubel, and this is going to get you into your Yama. Yama's effect is going to trigger, and this will get you access to your Shavara. The next best benefit is because we've got Yubel in the graveyard and we can float it back round to the deck very easily, you're going to put both of these back into the main deck, and this will then give you your Phantom of Yubel so that you are protected from the Bureau from this point on. This will of course put 1 token on the Mature Chronicle as well, and then what you're going to do is you're going to use Shavara's effect to target the Spirit, destroying the Spirit, and this will then allow you to float back into the Yubel that you've literally just put back into the deck. This will then go up to 2 tokens. Now it's very important that the next card that you are going to be playing with is you want to make sure you get the trap card to the board, because you do want to make sure you trigger the Yama's Graveyard effect to give you that little bit more extension. So you're going to want to link off your Shavara plus your Yama. You could go down the Promethean Princess line, but we're just going to make it very simple and go into Rage. In doing so, you'll be able to trigger the Shavara's effect, which will allow you to set the trap card. So there's your Abominable Chamber being set onto the board. Now what we want to do here is you want to special summon down the Grave Squirmer, which will put this up to 4. Use Grave Squirmer's effect to destroy the Yubel, and again in doing so, this will now trigger a chain of events. So you'll be able to trigger Yubel as Chain Link 1, you'll be able to trigger Yama as Chain Link 2, banish the Yama and make sure you bring back Spirit of Yubel, and then obviously destroy the trap card, which we'll get to in a minute, and bring back your Terra Incarnate. This will now put your token up to 6, so you've definitely got enough to search you out your Super Poly, and you're maintaining that discard for the Dark Beckoning Beast, but if you want to get into the rank 6, you might need to use one of your other discards as well, but your end board is crazy good. So now what you're going to do is you're going to resolve the destruction of the Abominable Chamber, and this is going to get you into your Shyama. Now obviously what we probably want to be doing is you probably want to make sure that you have a more flexible link fodder in the form of the Yubel over here, because what you're going to want to do next is you're going to want to link both of these together, and this is going to allow you to get into your Muckraker. There we go. not using Muckraker's effect just yet, but what you're going to do first is use your Grey Scrimer's effect, banish it, bring back Yubel, overlay Yubel, and of course your Spirit to get you into your rank 10, which will be the Varadus, keeping in mind that this is now up to like 7. Then what you want to do is you want to use one of your discards, which will be the one that you've searched off the Dark Beckoning Beast, in order to Fiend Lock yourself, but you're going to be able to revive the Shavara. You're then going to overlay Shavara plus your Shayama, and this is going to get you into a triple D High Wave King. Now what you're going to do is you're going to remove your 5 tokens off of the back of the Mature Chronicle, leaving you with 2, and this is going to allow you to search out a Super Poly. So currently, as your hand stands, you've got a Super Poly plus 2 blanks, which can become your discard fodder. So you can set your Super Poly, you can pass your opponent's turn, and what you're currently sitting on is the ability, Mature Chronicle will be able to revive Yubel on the next turn, but you've got Nightmare Pain at the moment, and again, you're in the exact same position. Use your Varadus first, making sure you put Yubel to the graveyard, which means you can then use Phantom's effect to tribute itself off, destroying a spirit in the deck to then float back into a Yubel. So now your opponent is forced to attack the Yubel. You've got the Yubel monster on the board that you need in order to use for Super Poly, because obviously you can't use this as fusion material. So you've got everything in rotation. You've still got the 2 negates off of the back of your High Wave King. You've got the ability to link with your opponent's monster using Rage to get you into an SP Little Knight, which will then banish 1 card, and then it can banish and banish again. And then obviously you've used the Varadus. If you wanted to destroy a card in the field, you detach the other material being Spirit. So you've used pretty much everything you need to. And then if your opponent is still going, you can Super Poly, discarding your 1 card, and this will then allow you to go, okay, well, I'm definitely going to fuse with my Yubel, and if I want to, I can fuse with the rest of my monsters, bar maybe Muckraker, just because it protects from destruction, and use my opponent's monsters to go into a Yubel the Loving Defender. And at the base minimum, using my 3 monsters plus one of their monsters is going to burn them for 2k. Mature Chronicle would be going up to 4. Not that I'm going to need to add a second Super Poly, but the idea is I've still got this 1 card in the hand. I've still got resource in the graveyard. Like as soon as it comes back to my turn, I can spin back Yubel or Terra Incarnate plus a 0/0 Fiend, get me a second Phantom, and if they've got any monster left on the board, which is something what you're probably going to be trying to do because you want them to be attacking your Loving Defender, is you then attack with Loving Defender, attack with a Phantom of Yubel, and that's pretty much going to lead you to an OTK game as well once it's kind of come back to you. So that's it for like the max potential combo in my opinion. Of course, all you need to do is when you're adding the Fiendsmiths to this build, it does get a little bit more, but I mean, if you're trying, like, the question is, do you pick up Nightmare Thrones? If someone says to you, right, you can only pick up Nightmare Thrones or a Phantom, what one do you go for? Personally, I go for the Phantom because you can still do combos without the Throne, whereas I feel you can't really do as many combos without the Phantom. And then on top of that as well, you can still do the rank 6 DDD engine without the Fiendsmith, which if they are all high rarity max costs, then that will be a little bit costly as well for you. So not so much building Yubel on a budget because, I mean, it can be done. It's going to be very, very tight. Like Phantom is 50 quid straight away. So if your budget is $100, no bueno. That's out the window. Anyway, I hope this has given you an idea of the deck itself. I tried to show you 3 different types of combos, like one card combo, so the baseline, what you can do, how it can build up, how it can get a little bit better, how it gets better when you add a second card to that combo, and then your ideal 3 card technical combo that can get you a Search Super Poly, break an entire board, using your entire hand and everything else you need to. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Till next time, as absolutely always, stay safe, and of course, happy dueling.